2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, it's Tuesday the 5th of April. Mike in for Jamie again. It's Reader Roadmap Day, and a very happy birthday to Pharrell Williams, Lily James, Paula Cole and Jane Asher.
7.
President Zelensky left the centre of Kyiv on Monday, travelling the 30 kilometres to the town of Bucha, where terrible crimes have been uncovered as Russian forces fled. There's evidence of torture, executions in the street and a mass grave dug in the cemetery. Ukrainian investigators are warning this may just be the tip of the iceberg. President Zelensky will address the UN Security Council on Tuesday to call for more action on Russia. He also spoke to the international media and warned that while Ukraine still seeks peace, these atrocities make any such peace talks much harder to stomach.
These are war crimes and it will be recognized by the world as genocide. Our delegations have met in Turkey. So far there has been one meeting of foreign ministers. Something did not work out during their meeting and it is understandable why. I will tell you that the longer the Russian Federation delays the meeting process, the worse it will be for them.
Joe Biden, who has already called Vladimir Putin a war criminal, was ready to double down in calling for more sanctions.
I remember I got criticized for calling Putin a war criminal. Well, the truth of the matter, you saw what happened in Bucha. He is a war criminal. This guy is brutal. And what's happening in Bucha is outrageous.
Bizarrely, Russian media is claiming, despite satellite photo evidence showing bodies on the streets while Russian troops occupy the town, that the evidence is fake. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov was pointing fingers at Ukraine.
A fake attack was staged there a few days later, and it's being fomented on all channels and social media by Ukrainian representatives and their Western patrons. They're now trying to leverage that for anti-Russian purposes.
Foreign Secretary Liz Truss travelled to Warsaw on Monday to meet with her Polish and Ukrainian counterparts. She called for Russia to be suspended from the United Nations Human Rights Council following the discovery of the brutal behaviour of Russian troops in Bucha. She also says it's time the West stopped funding Russia.
We need to announce a tough new wave of sanctions. The reality is that money is still flowing from the West into Putin's war machine, and that has to stop. Being tough is the only approach that will work.
Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba says the war is far from over, and they must now prepare for a new phase in the east and south.
Ukraine won the battle for Kyiv, but the war goes on. We are preparing for the new large-scale offensive by Russia in eastern Ukraine.
The first person to receive a fine in the Tory Partygate scandal has been named. Helen McNamara was the government's former head of ethics and was fined for attending a rowdy leaving do for a fellow civil servant on the night before Prince Philip's funeral. Minister for Brexit Opportunities Rees Mog was on LBC on Monday and engaged in an extremely delicate defence of how it could be that his boss Boris didn't mislead Parliament when he said that no rules were broken.
If the Prime Minister is told information that is incorrect and passes that information on, he has made no deliberate effort to mislead anybody.
You don't for one second countenance the idea he's attempted to mislead Parliament, Mr Rees Mog?
No, I don't.
Labour's Shadow Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson says it's really not that complicated.
We know that the Prime Minister's lied. He's lied right throughout this process. He thinks we're all fools, that we can't see what's been going on. The fines that have been issued confirm what we've known for a very long time. While everyone in this country was doing what was asked of them by the government, over at Downing Street, they were having wild parties, and the Prime Minister knew what was going on and told Parliament otherwise.
Day one of the Easter holidays didn't exactly go to plan for those hoping to get away, with more than 60 flights cancelled by EasyJet and the same number by British Airways. More flights are due to be cancelled today. It's partly due to staff shortages caused by COVID and partly because the travel industry has been slow to get back up to speed after almost 2 years of dramatically reduced numbers of travellers. Ferries aren't much better either, with long delays reported. Travel expert Simon Calder has advice for those trying to travel and says you need to know your rights.
We were hearing about passengers not being rebooked. It is absolutely clear. If your flight is cancelled, then the airline is obliged to book you on the next available flight. Doesn't matter if they've got to buy a business class ticket on a different airline. That's what they need to do to get you to your destination.
Still to come on the Smart 7, it's all getting a bit rock and roll with Danny Boyle and tributes to a Queen of the Square.
Right after this. Welcome back.
Monday night saw Premier League action as Arsenal legend Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace ripped apart his old club. A game that should have helped move the Gunners back into fourth place did not end well, Palace winning 3-0. Tuesday night sees both Liverpool and Manchester City in Champions League action in the first leg of the quarter-finals. City take on Atletico Madrid, and Pep was a touch defensive when it came to a question about winning ugly.
What is play ugly? I don't know what is playing ugly. Also, my team, when in Old Trafford winning 1-0, 2-0, Bernardo Silva went the corner and spent 4 or 5 minutes in the corner. This is ugly? No, it's not ugly. It's be smart.
There's a new show on the way from Trainspotting and Slumdog Millionaire director Danny Boyle. He's turned his eyes and ears towards punk and the rebellious rise of the Sex Pistols. The 6-part series is called Pistol, funnily enough, and is based on a Steve Jones biography. It stars Anson Boone, Toby Wallace and Louis Partridge, and is due to drop on the 31st of May.
We're going to kick this country awake if it kills us.
The monarchy has stolen our future.
The fury of the forgotten generation.
It's time for youth revolution.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
I want to burn this city to the ground.
I don't want musicians, I want saboteurs, assassins.
One word:
destroy.
The world of soap operas lost a legend on Monday as the death was announced of June Brown. She was known to millions as EastEnders Dot Cotton, an iconic character for more than 30 years. Stars of the soap paid tribute, including Adam Woodyat, Gillian Tailforth and Natalie Cassidy, who played her step-granddaughter, Sonia.
She was an absolute powerhouse. She was incredible. She was fun. She was professional. She was cheeky and naughty at the same time. And she's just going to be so dearly missed by all.
June was a big star before she joined EastEnders, having appeared in Coronation Street, Doctor Who and on stage. She was awarded both an OBE and MBE and was 95 years old. She played Dot in over 2,800 Enders episodes, but wasn't really a fan of her creation, as she told a documentary crew back in 1991. Rest in peace, June.
Well, I know how I'd perceive her if I met her in the street. I'd turn and run the other way. I'm traumatised. There she is, I'd say. There she is again.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day. Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.